Welcome back, everyone, to Understable Discourse, your go-to place for all the best disc golf news and content on the interwebs. And boy, oh boy, we have stuff to talk about today, including contract rumors, contract confirmations, and a new Elite Series doubles format for the Pro Tour. Let's get into it. Now, if these things sound new to you, or you're wondering, man, where have I been on this kind of stuff? It's probably because you're not checking out our short form content that we're putting out daily on the Understable Discourse YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook for Understable Discourse, and even, yes, TikTok. We're doing it all. It's coming out daily around 6 p.m. and it's a great way to know what's going on day by day, so you don't have to wait till Monday or Wednesday or till your favorite podcast comes out with the information. You can find out right then and there. So go check those out. It's less than 3 minutes every single day. Easy to consume your disc golf content and know what's going on. So that way when something comes up on the course, you can be like, psh, I knew about that 2 days ago. But enough about our short form content. Let's get into the actual topics of the day. First of all, we're going to talk about contracts. We have an official contract extension signing by Nate Sexton with Innova Discs for 3 additional years.
It's a big honor for me, I think, re-signing, for another 3 years, being able to still serve that role as team captain. And it's like everything in life. Like if you think about specifics, it feels like a really long time. And if I think about it generally, I'm like, how did this happen so fast? It's been an incredible journey and something that I just continually sort of feel like I have to pinch myself that it even happened. The amount of times that I've been in the right place at the right time with the right skill set is mind-boggling. And I've said it many times. I've probably said it to you in something like this before, Jeff, but like, I know that there are people in the world that are more fortunate than I am, but I don't think I've ever met one.
It's a very big deal because they refer to him as the team captain again and King Firebird. And honestly, the Firebirds are probably one of the best reasons why Nate Sexton's never going to leave Innova, because the Sexton Firebird is basically part of the zeitgeist of disc golf now. And it's probably, I don't know, maybe argue one of the releases that we look forward to every year the most. So not too crazy to see him staying there for that. Although I will say, even though it would have been crazy to not have him anymore, we all kind of thought the same thing with Climo and Big Germ. So there was a little bit of breath holding going on of what was going to happen to Nate Sexton, but glad to see him back for a 3-year contract extension with Innova. And honestly, based upon what we've been seeing with him and what he's talked about, it's where he's wanted to be. And, he's got plans to keep doing what he's doing. Next up, rumor mill is going. Word on the street is that Aaron Gossage will not be returning to Team Discraft in 2026, which is wild to think about when you consider a few different things. But the rumors are swirling that he's not going to be with Discraft going forward. And this started basically with someone noticing that on the Memorial sign up for events starting in 2026, that Gossage is already signed up and is not part of the Discraft exemption list. There's not a list of players that are using the Discraft exemptions, but typically that's where you would find like an Elite Series player like Gossage. So other players like Ricky and Paul and all these guys, AB, they're not signed up yet because they're going to be using that exemption. So already kind of a little, I wonder why he's not using that. To me, is this enough to say he's not on Team Discraft next year? No. He may have just signed up already, right? That's the thing. But here's where it gets juicy. Really, really juicy. Like a gusher left out in the hot sun during the summer. Ooh. The disc golf world came out with a video yesterday suggesting very, very adamantly that he is leaving Discraft.
We're going to officially put it out there with our chest and podcast form that Aaron Gossage is not going to be signing with Discraft. We've been putting it in videos. We've alluding to it.
Yeah,
we didn't know when the right time would be to.
Whether you like the disc golf world or not, they've been spot on with this stuff more than probably any other YouTube content, anything related to disc golf. They Just go back to last year, look at all of the predictions they made last year, which here's the thing. For these guys, it's not about predictions. They typically don't say anything until they know for sure or are very sure about it. And I don't recall very many times, if at all, that they were wrong about the major players moving around in the sport. So the moment they said that Gossage was no longer going to be on the team, I think that was a wake-up reality moment for a lot of people, that this rumor has a lot more teeth to it than we expected. Obviously, there's been no word from any of the involved parties as to whether or not this has been confirmed. We're still in 2025, so it's not likely that Discraft or Goose are going to say anything till closer to the end of the year, if this is the case. And yeah, to me, this is kind of wild, because when you look at Team Discraft and all the players who are on there, Aaron Gossage is one of the players who's independently making his own content. If you look at other members of the elite team and other members of Team Discraft who really don't make a lot of content and have not had much success recently, it is kind of surprising that they would let Aaron Gossage go, because he's attached to Ezra Aderhold, one of the guys you really want out there because of the content he makes. Goose is making more and more content himself. He is generally, for the most part, a likable figure or someone who stirs up conversation, which is always a good thing when it comes to media and content creation. And really coming into his stride in the back half of the year in 2025 with some significant performances. So when you look down their list, you have to wonder why Goose wouldn't be on the 2026 contract list. So the better question is this a Discraft thing? Or is this a Goose thing? And we're not going to know this for a while, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people talking about it over time, so we'll find out more as more information comes out. But it is tough to look at and wonder what Discraft is doing. They clearly have the money for the contract, so why let a guy like Aaron Gossage go? Or maybe this is a start of a rumor, and maybe this stirs up conversations and we see him staying on the team. I'm not certain. But where he could end up is also another wild thing to think about. I've seen people make comments about Prodigy needing a bigger player. I don't know that that's the best fit for Goose. I could see MVP sweeping up Goose. That'd be pretty fun. I mean, the guy has so much snap, he's going to literally snap the overmolds right off the disc as they come out of his hands. So we'll see. Where do you think Aaron Gossage is going? First of all, do you believe this whole rumor, unconfirmed, confirmed? Do you believe that Gossage is no longer going to be on Team Discraft? And if you do think that's the case, where would you like to see him go? What do you think would be a good fit for Goose going forward? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving over to our other topic, I want to talk more about the doubles event coming to the Pro Tour as a first official Elite Series doubles event announced for the Preserve in 2026. I think this is going to be a great event. And it was made in coordination with the Players Council and the team over at the Preserve. Obviously, Simon Lizotte and Kayla Visca were the guys who really, really are pushing this as something they want to do. They're leading the charge.
So after the last season, 2024, I kind of approached Jeff in the winter when I was down here in Charleston, actually. And I said, hey, I think, doing a huge high stakes doubles event at the Preserve, is this something that we could do on the Pro Tour? And he was super, super interested on it. He loved the idea, but we were just kind of too far in the game last winter to kind of change the announcement of the event. So a couple months ago, I think it was in September, I sent a full email pitch to Jeff and Brian. I said, this is what I want to do. I know it'll be successful. There's so many great Pro Tour singles events every single season. I think doing a doubles event, would be just a perfect change of pace. I think the players will love it. I think the spectators will love it. I don't know. I thought it was a no-brainer. I thought the Preserve was a perfect place for it. And, so, I pitched them. They loved the idea, but they wanted to do their due diligence and kind of run it by the Players Council, make sure that all the best players in the world would want to play the event. So they kind of right away tasked me with, reaching out to some players and seeing what people thought about it. And I'm not exaggerating, guys. I reached out to probably 15, 20 people, and it was 100% of the people said, yes, let's do it.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. The event structure is going to be your typical 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds are going to be best shot doubles, where both players will take their shots and they'll choose which lie they want to play from. And then because of that, we're going to see some ridiculously low scores. I mean, Gannon shot a nearly perfect round on his own. So add another player to that, and are we going to get 18 down or even better on some of these courses? And then the final round is going to take on a different format. It's going to be an alt shot format using the World Games setup that we saw in Chengdu, China. So the way that works basically is that each partner is going to have to tee off of 9 holes. And they may not tee off on more than 2 consecutive holes. So you can have, let's just say for all intents and purposes, Paul, Macbeth, and Anthony Barella are teamed up. AB can take the tee shot on hole 1 and on hole 2, but he cannot do it on hole 3. It has to be Paul, or it can be AB, Paul, AB, however you want to do it. And then it's alt shot from the tee shot on. So there's a lot of strategy involved there of figuring out, who's going to take what tee shots. I like that it puts pressure on each player to perform, and I think it's going to be a pretty electric way of seeing players approach the game of disc golf with a lot more, it's a much more cerebral thing than just going and throwing. Now, some pros and cons, I think, for this event. There are way more pros than cons. In fact, I think there's only really one con and one potential con. But the pros are, the course is going to be great for this, right? The preserve is going to be a place where they can just blitz the course. It's got big open areas for huge bombing drives to have happen. And now they did say they're going to be tweaking the course. Kale talked about some of the specific changes they would make to the course to make it harder.
There's a couple holes, like we'll just start at hole 1. For instance, hole 1, what I want to do is bring in the right side of the fairway. You've traditionally been able to miss as far right as you want. Now we're going to bring that in and make an OB line. There's some holes that we're going to create like fairway bunkers. So it kind of creates some risk reward there, because I think that's just a huge part of doubles of the risk reward. So for example, hole 7 was the par 4 that we switched to the left side of the pond last year. So what I want to do there is create a fairway bunker from about, say, 380 to 420-ish. So really make people choose. If you want to play the long distance shot, that you're going to have to clear 420. Otherwise, you're going to have to lay up and play probably more for par. Another thing is we have, being on an old golf course, we have a lot of bunkers, and I've always kept those as just a bunker and no penalty, no out of bounds. But the more I think about it for best shot, I think there's 4 or 5 bunkers that I'm going to make a traditional bunker rule. So if you land in there, you'd play where it lies with a penalty. So there's, and the last thing I was thinking about was for the best shot, maybe have some alternate pin positions, kind of tuck them back in tougher positions. I'm sorry, for the best shot. And then for alternate shot, kind of move it back to the standard pin position. So again, when you're playing best shot with the best players in the world, a course is going to get shredded. And if a team is on, it doesn't matter how tight the OB is, people are going to go low, and I anticipate that, but we're definitely going to make it harder for them.
Even still, with changes like these, I think the course is going to get destroyed by these guys and gals, because it's happening for the FPO as well, which is great. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. The next pro, I would say, are the points. This is going to matter a lot because this event's going to actually reward real Elite Series points, Disc Golf Pro Tour points, to the players who are playing in it, which matters for getting into the Pro Tour Championship. And I've seen mixed reactions to this. Hunter over on Grip Locked was not a fan, to say the least.
It's fun. It's
now,
different.
This
I like
is where
it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, this is where I don't like it.
Is the Doubles Championship will award points to the 2026 World Standings. Why?
Yeah, this doesn't make
I
any
think
sense.
That's just like that. Is it just? I guess just if it's an exhibition event alone, players
To get
won't
people
care.
to show.
I hate that this awards points.
Yeah.
Hey, what guys? What are we doing? What are we doing?
It does seem like that
An elite. This is an Elite Series
point-
win. Why?
Yeah.
Why on earth? Like what? They're working with the PDGA to make sure that no, it's not an Elite Series win. I don't like. Sometimes stuff like this happens, and I'm like, what brain cells did someone forget to turn on this day when they were like doing this?
Where
thing?
is this in the schedule?
And just like many times on debate night this year, I disagree with Hunter. I think that the points being rewarded is a good thing for a number of reasons. Players now have a reason to attend and be incentivized to attend this event, and it gives them a reason to play hard, because if you're a player who otherwise maybe doesn't have a great shot of finishing in the top 10 or 15 at an event, maybe you partner with somebody and this gives you a great chance, because in doubles, anything can happen. This gives you a much better chance to finish higher. And the way the points are going to work is very straightforward. So the team who finishes in first place is going to receive a split of the points that would have gone to first and second place. So for instance, if first place were to receive 150 points and second place gets 125, then those are combined together to 275, and a split of 137.5 points will go to each member of the winning team. The team that comes in second will split the points that will go to combined points that will go to third and fourth place, and so on down the list. And where there's a caveat here, which is a good one, and that is that the winners of this event will not be awarded automatic bids into the end of year Pro Tour Championship, because honestly, that feels a little bit too overpowered to award an Elite Series win entry into the Tour Championship based upon this event, especially with its first year. I think it's great to kind of see how the event goes, and points enough is a reason to get involved. Also, they're not letting the winners get away with nothing, because if you win this event, you will be getting an automatic inclusion to the 2027 Tour Card list. The last pro that I want to talk about are the teams, and this also leads into a potential con. Right now, it's open for any player to join together and form any team they would like, and that means the possibility of dream teams, the super teams. Imagine Gannon Buhr and Calvin Heimberg coming together, or the Robinson brothers, where it doesn't matter whose manufacturer each player belongs to. And that's allowed for a lot of hype to be created around this event, which is something that the DGPT desperately needs to have happen. And I would say they've done a great job of stirring up some great off-season, excitement for something in the future. Where this becomes a possible con is if the manufacturers step in and force their team members to play within their own team. That can be kind of a breakdown of the excitement here, because for the big guys, like for Discraft, that's not a problem, because you can say, okay, Paul and AB can partner up. The Luna Battle boys can come together, and you can have an Ezra Robinson and Ricky Wysocki join forces. You can do, we don't know if Goose is going to be on Team Discraft now, but you could have done a Goose and Ezra combination. So Discraft is going to be fine, because that gets more points to more players of their team. But when you go down to other manufacturers, you're going to have team members. Like, what happens to Isaac Robinson? Is he going to be teamed up with Jakub Semrad or Albert Tom? While it would still be entertaining, it's nowhere near as entertaining as seeing Isaac team up with Ezra Robinson. So I hope the manufacturers don't step in and try to get too big on this, because that could ruin the fun of some of these dream team type of situations and scenarios. But I also could see it happening. Now, the only legitimate con that I'll bring up, and this is my opinion, you may feel differently, it's that I love the whole best shot and alt shot thing, but I think they should flip entirely. I think the event should start out with a round of alt shot format to sort of lay the groundwork, allow teams to set a score for themselves, and then I think it should end with best shot for the last round. And the reason I say that is, I want down the stretch for teams to be able to try wild things to be able to catch up and take the win. I mean, imagine we're sitting on hole 18 and, AB and Macbeth are down by one stroke to Gannon Buhr and Calvin Heimberg. And Paul Macbeth says, hey, AB, I'm going to put it in play and get us in a nice attacking position for the eagle, because we know hole 18 at the Preserve is the second most eagled hole on tour. And Paul puts out a great drive. It's in good position to challenge for the difficult, to get up there for an eagle. So now AB is unleashed and is able to throw the longest shot that he can muster to put them in a position to have an easier chance to throw it in on the next shot. That's the kind of stuff that I want to see in the final round. I want to see players being able to, in a best shot format, unlock the ability for their teammates to be super aggressive, or have both teammates be really aggressive. I think that would be significantly more entertaining on a final day to watch than on the first day. Now, I get it. Best shot is really easy to explain, and having the alt shot format may be difficult for the viewers coming in for the first round. Do a best shot to start, alt shot in the middle, and then finish with best shot. To me, that's the only change that I would make to this event. But that's my personal opinion. Either way, I think it's going to be a very entertaining event, and I cannot wait to see what teams form and how the event goes down. And the biggest question regarding the preserve is, will we have the rubber duck? Is it going to be back? But let me know what you think. Who are the best teams that you could possibly put together? Which team do you think is stronger? Gannon Burr and Calvin Heimberg, Anthony Barella and Paul McBeth and Ricky Wysocki? What do you think? What would you like to see for this event? Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're there, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, because it's the best way you can support the growth of our channel. Make sure you go check out our short form content coming out daily at 6 p.m. And that's it for me. And folks, it's Thanksgiving week. So go enjoy time with friends, with family, eat so much you can hardly move, and if you get a chance, go out and throw some plastic in the cold. But I'll see you next time. This has been Understable Discourse. Catch you later.